Hi everyone, this is a brief overview of GCSE Classroom and how the features work and how you can start to get set up with a free trial for you and your pupils. So I've logged in here on the platform as a pupil. So all I've done is click login, typed in my details, and I've got my pupil Maro Atoje here. Pupils will see any courses that they're signed up to in this area here. So to begin with, it's perhaps likely just to be one course that they'll see. And I'm going to go into this one, AQA GCSE PE. So a pupil will click their course and they'll go to the course page. They can see all the units now for component 1 and component 2. And each unit includes a few different lessons, so usually 2 or 3 video lessons, a set of exam questions, and a quiz as well. So I'm going to show you the lessons first. So this first lesson is on the functions of the skeletal system and the bones of the body. They can play the video. Videos are usually roughly 5 minutes long, depending on the topic. And the thought behind these videos is that there's lots of small clips and sporting examples and images and diagrams, and it's all related specifically to the specification. And the thought behind it is that it's going to cover everything they need to know to be successful on the exam. So I'm not going to play the full video, but I will just play a few seconds. The first unit that we are looking at is the skeletal system. The skeletal system refers to the bones and joints in the body. There are 6 functions of the skeletal system, and you need to understand each of them. And I'll just skip on a little bit so you're getting a bit of a better idea. Certain bones in the body are made to protect our organs, and these are known as flat bones. For example, in rugby, the cranium, which you might know as the skull, is there to help protect players' brains during a tackle. So yeah, like I said, these videos are supposed to be engaging. They include loads of different sporting examples for pupils, and they don't really divert away from the specification or from the topic at hand. So everything in this 5-minute video is going to be useful for pupils in terms of their exam preparation. As you scroll down from the video, there's then just a few bits of revision materials. So for this topic, there's a table on the functions of the skeletal system and some diagrams on the bones of the body. A pupil can then move on to the next lesson, in which this instance it's types of joint. You can see once again they've got a video followed by a few bits of key information below that. Every single unit also includes a 10-mark quiz, and this includes a range of questions. So this one, a pupil has to put the bones of the body in order of where they appear, top to bottom, so they can drag and drop the answers into the correct order. Here they have to match up the part of a joint with a correct statement. So again, they're dragging in the answers to the table. And they might have to select an answer, pick a hinge joint is the question here. They might have to select multiple answers. But these questions, when they come to the end of the quiz, and these quizzes generally take about 4 or 5 minutes to complete, they're always 10 marks. They will mark themselves so that pupils can then view their answers and see exactly where they went right or wrong. So they're quite good as a starter activity or a quick homework task or a recap task for pupils to have a go at the quiz. The exam questions then are the big part of the platform for me. And what we've done is created a tool whereby pupils can not only answer exam questions, but they can get instant feedback and then provide a self-assessment for themselves as well. The questions for each unit, there's a number of questions for each unit. You can see this set of questions here. We've got a 1 marker, a 2 marker, a couple of 3 markers, and a 9-mark question as well. And pupils must put in an answer to every single question. So they've got to put some answers in each of the boxes. And when they are happy with their answers, and again, this is something you might do at school, or it's something that might be set as homework. You might even get pupils to plan answers during lessons and get them to complete them for homework. But after they've completed their answers, they press submit, and they can now see a video mark scheme for each and every question. So this mark scheme is the video, is an image of the mark scheme and a voiceover that explains exactly how pupils can get to those marks. So for this first question, it's 1 mark only. It's going to be a short video. It's only going to be 30 marks. Whereas for the 9 marker, it's going to be a bit longer. It's going to be around about a 5-minute video that explains how the answers should be structured, what should be included in AO1, AO2, AO3, etc. And like I said, it's an image showing the mark scheme, so pupils can take that in as well as listening to the audio. Whilst they are watching that video, pupils can self-assess their own work. So they can put a mark and they can make a comment as well. So if they've done particularly poorly, they might even want to write out the correct answer in this comment area, or they might make a comment on reading the question more carefully, giving a better example, adding more detail, etc., etc. But they can do that for every question. They can mark and make a comment if they want. And then they can then save their self-assessment down at the bottom. So this will then save for them, but for you as well. Pupils can reset their answers. So if they click reset, the mark schemes will disappear and they'll no longer be able to see the answers, so that they can have another go. So particularly, you might ask them to have another go, number one, but particularly when they've got exams or mocks coming up, there's always pupils who just want to go again until they know that they're comfortable with their answers. And if they get a similar question, they're gonna know how to answer it on the exam. So pupils can have unlimited goes at the questions. So as a teacher, what you will see, so this is the home page. When you log in, you'll be redirected to the dashboard, to your teacher dashboard, and you'll be able to flick between your classes from this filter. If you've got a year 11, a year 10 and a year 10 class, for example, you'll see your class here. You'll see all of your pupils down here. You can change their password over here. You can remove them from the class if they were moving to another class, for example. And you can also see the teachers down at the bottom. The mark book here is the key area in the teacher dashboard. So I'm going to click mark book, and this is where you view, monitor, and mark your pupils' exam questions, so their answers to exam questions. You again can select the group here, and you'll have your course here as well. And it's now I can view all of the units for this course. I can expand each one, and I'll get a list of the pupils in my class. I can now see what they've been up to. So if I've set this as a homework or as a task during a lesson, and I've asked them to have a go at the exam questions and maybe self-assess their own work, then I can see exactly who's done it and who hasn't. If this is a color-coded system, and if you see a blue flag, it means that a pupil has had a go at the exam questions, but they have not completed a self-assessment. They've not marked their own work. If there's an orange flag, such as this one over here, then they have completed the self-assessment, and I can see the score that they've given themselves. So an 8 out of 18 here. And if it's a green flag, it means you as a teacher have decided to mark that work yourself.
And if you want to do that, if you're looking to mark work and leave some feedback or view your pupils' answers, all you need to do is click on their score. So I've got Raheem Sterling here. I can see he's given himself an 8 out of 18. I can simply click that 8 out of 18. A new tab will open and I can view his answers. I can see his answer here. I can watch the video that goes over the mark scheme if I want to. I can see the self-assessment and the comments that this pupil has been making. And I can also mark the work if I want to. So I can give a mark, I can leave feedback here, and I can also leave an audio message as well if I want to. So particularly if it's you want to give some more detailed feedback and it's easier to leave an audio message, then it is possible to do that. You just need to save that clip and you can leave that message for your pupils. So you can see now, oh, wrong question. Now that audio message is here for your pupils to see. So you can do that. You obviously you don't have to leave text feedback and audio feedback for every single question, but you can if you wish. And then down at the bottom here, the overall marks will automatically update, and you can leave some final feedback here if you want to. And you can also leave a final audio message as well, maybe summarizing how this particular pupil has got on. Once again, I can save that here. So if I go back to I'll just click save. If I go back to my mark book then, and I refresh the page now, you will now see that it was this one I was marking. Raheem Sterling has now gone to a green flag and the score is a 3 out of 18. So any marks that you give as a teacher will overrule the pupil marks. So if a pupil gave themselves a 6 out of 18 and you changed it to a 10, then the 10 is going to overrule that. The teacher marks will always overrule self-assessment. Pupils on your dashboard, like I said before, pupils can have as many goes as they want at the set of questions for this topic, for example, the skeletal system. As a teacher, you will just see and have access to the first 3 attempts. The main reason for that is if we trialed it with showing 4, 5, 6, 7 attempts, but it gets very, very messy as part of your dashboard if you're seeing lots and lots of different attempts. Plus, obviously, hopefully you're going to get everything you need in terms of monitoring that progress within the first 3 attempts. For your pupils to monitor their answers and to see any feedback that you've given, they just need to go to their dashboard. Once again, when they log in, they'll be redirected straight to their dashboard. And they've just got this little My Exams area over here. And they can go to their course and they'll see all the different units down here. And I can see that this pupil's had 2 goes at the skeletal system. The first one's been marked by a teacher and the second attempt has just been self-assessed. So this is the one that's been marked. A pupil can see it's green, so that they therefore know that some feedback has been left or a teacher has marked the work. And in exactly the same way that you did, they just click the 1 out of 18 and they'll now be opened up in a new tab, their answers. They can view and edit their self-assessment here. And they can see any marks that the teacher has given. So they can see the teacher's given them 1 here, they've given some feedback, and there's an audio message for them to listen to as well. So that's the same for each question, and they'll then see the final feedback down at the bottom as well. In terms of, I'm going to go back over to the teacher dashboard now. In terms of getting started, it's really, really simple to set up your pupil logins, you just need to navigate to the correct class. So your classes will show up here, and you need to simply click this button here, which says add a pupil to this class. And you can just add new pupil, first name, last name, email, password. Pupils will get a password emailed to them, but we also highly recommend that you share the password and their login details with them as well. However, there is also an easier way to get your pupils logged in, and that is by sharing a link with them. So if we click this green button here, that link is now copied, and you can share that link with your pupils. So for example, you can email it to them, or you might share it over Teams or Google Classroom. When the pupil receives that link, they will come to this page here, and all they need to do is type in their, well, let me log out first. I'm currently logged in as a pupil, which is the problem. I'm going to try that again now. So yeah, so they'll come to this page here, and they just need to put in their first name, last name, email address, and password. Submit this down the bottom. They will then have their login for the site, and they'll be redirected to the Pupil Dashboard, and they will automatically become part of your class. So if I go back to the dashboard, you would then see your pupils showing up down here. So really, really simple for pupils to create their own logins. But like I said, you can also do that yourself manually if you want to. In terms of getting started, so I will send a Google form out to you, and it's very, very simple. It takes 2 minutes to complete, and all you need to do is fill in the answers to these questions. So the questions are: what is your name, your email address, name of school, exam board for GCSE, and then we just need your class information. So we need to know a name for each of the classes that you want setting up, and we need to know the email address of the teacher who teaches them. So the example here for to show you 10x mrsmith@school.com. If 10x had more than one teacher, that's no problem at all. Just put the email addresses for each and every teacher. As part of your trial, you can set up one class, you can set up 2 classes, you can set up as many classes, as many teachers, as many pupils as you would like. Right, I really hope that is some useful information for you. I've flown through everything there. So if and when you do have questions about GCSE Classroom or about any of the features, then just let me know, and I will be more than happy to help.